Collazo is basically the minimum weight. He's the ring champion.
If he can move up the weight divisions at minimum weight, no one knows who the minimum weights are, sadly.
That's why we're shouting him out. He's the one after Bam Bam, then there's Nakatani, then there's Inoue, then Nick Paul.
Collazo will knock him out in 4
prediction.
rounds.
Collazo is just going to be too tough.
It's a bit of a mismatch.
Welcome back to BoxCast. In this episode, we're going to look at the undercard fight of Zepeda and Farmer with Oscar Collazo and Edwin Cano. And it's for a few belts. Let me just bring them up. So it's for the WBO World Minimum Weight Championship, the Ring Strawweight Championship, and the WBA Super World Minimum Weight Championship. It's taking place in Cancun on the 29th of March. So I'll start with the tail of the tape. So Oscar Collazo is 11 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 11 fights in total. 8 wins by KO. He's age 28. He's 5'1", 155 centimeters. 5'2", I think he is actually, and 157 centimeters. And he's about 63 inch or 62.5 inch reach, 159 centimeters. Though I think that's wrong, 61 inch reach and 155 centimeters. It's in 105 pounds, 147.6 kilos. And he fights out of southpaw stance. And he's fighting Edwin Cano, who is 13 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 16 fights in total. 4 wins by KO. He's age 27. I presume he's a similar height. We don't actually know the height and reach, so he's that well known. And he fights out of an orthodox stance. Don't really know that much about Edwin Cano, but Collazo is after Inoue, Nakatani, and Bam Bam. He's I was going to say the next big thing, but like he isn't really that big. But the next big thing in the lower weight classes coming up in minimum weight. So he's like the top sort of prospect and things, and he had a good win in his last fight on one of the Riyadh seasons. So I think we had him on Neomtrong, who he knocked down twice and then won by KO in the 7th. Well, he knocked him down twice and then again to KO in the 7th round, so he knocked him down 3 times. And Neomtrong was an unbeaten fighter with a 25-0-0 record. So yeah, he's one to sort of watch, rising star in that lowest of the low weight classes. People don't do enough for the low weight classes, so we're going to do this to shout them out. What do you think, Simon? The good thing is he's got a bit of pop for somebody in that sort of weight size, because he's got like 8 wins by KO. It's a 73% KO record.
I don't know anything about Edwin Hernandez.
Edwin Cano, including his name.
No, his name is Edwin Cano Hernandez.
Yeah. But Cano is because I think his nickname's Canito, isn't it? Yeah. Christian Edwin Cano Hernandez.
So all I'm going off
from
is
Mexico.
Oscar Collazo. It's going to be an easy night to work for him, to be honest.
Yeah. I think once he's worked him out, he's going to get him out of there. Yeah, Edwin Cano Hernandez is, I think, okay, but he's probably, let me check the rankings in minimum weight. Is he on the list? Or is it a recent fight? Minimum weight. Because Collazo is basically the minimum weight. He's the ring champion.
He's the WBA minimum weight world champion, isn't he?
Because Neomtrong was like number 3.
Yeah.
Beat. Yeah, our man is not on that list. So, easy night work then, I think. Basically, it's the answer to the question. There's not that much on Cano. Oh, Edwin Cano's on the WBA list, 11th.
Okay.
So Mexican fighter versus, I think, Collazo. Any more to say?
Collazo will knock him out in 4
prediction.
rounds.
I'll have 5th round, then you can have 4th round.
I think if he can, he needs to. If he can move up the weight divisions, because like you say, he doesn't get at minimum weight. No one knows who the minimum weights are. Sadly,
That's why we're shouting him out.
So,
well, after the 4, he's the one after Bam Bam in that weight. That is exciting. He's like he's the minimum weight version of Bam Bam, and Bam Bam's above him. Then there's Nakatani, then there's Inoue, and then Nick Paul. So, that's sort of the lower weight classes. So I think he will. He's got good pop in his punches and things. So I think if he becomes undisputed, whether he goes undisputed or jumps up in weight, depending on how hard it is for him to make.
have they got 4 belts down there?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to check. Who's the holder? So he's a WBA. There's Melvin Jerusalem is WBC, and Pedro Taduran. So there are. So he's the WBA and WBA. So there's WBC and IBF.
Yeah, maybe after this,
Go undisputed, then step up, and then you can go to flyweight.
Because I just
And
think
if he can carry his power,
I just think he's a bit of a waste down there. Sadly,
I think he can clean up there and then
pretty easily
jump up. So he's fought the 3rd. There's only Taduran and Jerusalem. Take the belts. You can do undisputed, then drop.
Yeah,
jump.
obviously this is just like get some ring rust off, and we've got your fighter who's got a fairly decent record, and
keep him busy. But we like them to keep busy.
Yeah, we do like him to keep busy, so we can go and take.
And
care
he's
of
on
business.
the list somewhere. He is on the WBA list, so he's got a decent record. But I think this is fairly. Neomtrong was harder, and he made basically easy work of him.
Yeah,
and Neomtrong was unbeaten and tough as nails.
Oh God, yeah.
And the 3rd ranked, so I can't really see much that Cano can do in this. We may be epically wrong. Let us know if you know that much about Edwin Cano.
We're not,
but
not on this one.
I think Collazo is just going to be too tough.
It's a bit of a mismatch.
Yeah, I'd suspect so. And if Collazo's who we think he is, and most people think he is, I think it's a fairly straightforward win for him. But let us know what you think. Like, subscribe, and comment. And enjoy the fight in Cancun on the undercard. And it's a name to keep an eye out for. Oscar Collazo.
Definitely. Like I say, and if he can move up in the weights,
he's fairly small in height, and so it's going to be a bit harder. But I think he can do at least a few, because it's not that huge a jump in those. And I think he's going to need to just to get the fights, because if he cleans up this division, then there's not much.
No, there isn't much out there.
But as the others move, then there's room for him to follow in those.
Definitely.
There's tough fights in there, but I think if he carries his power, he's got a lot of skill and a pop. He's one to watch. And
what did I say? 4th round.
You said 4th, yeah.
You said most probably going to be earlier than that. I think it's going to be
Shall
an
I go 3rd, then?
early night's work.
I said 5th, so I'll let you have the lower rounds.
Yeah.
You could see it go faster. We don't know that much about Cano, so how good a chin he's got. I think that's all it's going to be on, how good a chin he's got. Collazo will probably
we'll see.
Take him out. Because Neomtrong was supposed to be super tough, and he basically knocked him down 3 times and took him out in 7 rounds.
I'd like to see him back on a Riyadh card to get the...
Yeah, to get the exposure. Well, that's why I know who he is in it, because we've seen him. Otherwise, we wouldn't know about this fight.
I think he needs a big fight on another Riyadh card or something similar.
Yeah, they need to get him there on and then promote it a little bit, so then he can, people can see these guys. But he is worth watching. He's exciting. He's got
he is
pop.
exciting.
He's a skillful boxer. He's
good.
He's the 4th in that list, I would say. But let us know if you think there's anybody else in that list of them, or is he the most exciting at that weight?
No, he's not.
At the lowest weight.
Bam Bam's the most exciting.
No, I mean after Bam Bam. There's Nick Ball in a way, Nakatani, Bam Bam, and then there's him in the weights. I'm going by weight, not by ranking of the things. So he's the one after Bam Bam. In those weights, that is really that little bit extra, maybe the elite bit. I mean, there's other good fighters, don't get me wrong, but yeah, that's the one. From what I've seen, he is the one that has got that little bit of X appeal, superstardom.
Especially down at that weight, which is hard to get.
It's unusual, sorry.
Very unusual.
Because obviously we've said about Bam Bam, we've bigged him up and, we can see he's in the pound for pound list. Nakatani is in the pound for pound list. In a way, he's in the pound for pound list. So those guys have gone up and he's potentially one, although I think he's got to do a fair bit of jumping up in weight. But, we shall see. One to watch anyway and enjoy the fight.
Definitely
it's an
one to
interesting
watch.
fight. And yeah, so let us know your thoughts. Keep an eye out for the upcoming videos. There's a lot of really good boxing coming up. Building up to, I think, the May events weekend, bank holiday weekend is going to have an epic amount of fights. I think 7 or 8 really epic fights.
Huge.
And maybe some more. But there's basically boxing all the weekends, more than one fight every weekend, I think. So, yep, keep an eye out for those, and we shall see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.